Hello everyone. So it is time for a new video, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my absolute favorite adult sapphic romance books. I recently applied for a book selling job at a romance bookstore and unfortunately did not get that. Absolutely devastated. However, I'm going to use that as inspiration going forward, and I want to recommend more books on my channel. And the thing that I was told by the owner is that sapphic books are like the #1 request, and that a lot of readers feel like they've read like all the most popular ones and they just want more. And so that is the purpose of this video. I'm going to talk about books that have under 10,000 ratings on Goodreads, and all of them I've obviously loved and highly recommend. And I think some of these authors definitely have other sapphic books as well, or they have them coming out in the future. And I'm also going to link my adult sapphic romance Goodreads shelf down below. I have 85 books on there. Some of them I've read, some of them I haven't yet, and so that can give you some more options. And do let me know if you have any, first of all, specific trope requests, and also if you would like me to make a video like this for young adult as well, because obviously I do read a little, I do read adult books the most, but I do read young adult quite a lot as well, and I've read a lot of queer young adult books. So let me know if you have any requests, and let's just jump straight into the video. I'm so excited to tell you about these. Most of them are contemporary, but I have a few historicals and I think one fantasy. And yes, so let's dive in. I have been devastated to find out that I don't own a lot of them physically, and obviously the problem is that the ones that are less popular are less easy to find at the bookstores, but I'm gonna work on that, you know? It is what it is. So I think this is not gonna be in any particular order. I'm just gonna jump in. I pulled these up from, obviously the Goodreads shelf. And the first book that I have here is The Romance Recipe by Ruby Barrett, and this one I have talked about before, but it's been quite a while, and this is one of my absolute favorites, and I need more people to read it. I need more people to read Ruby Barrett's books, and this one is about a restaurant owner and a chef, and oh my god, I absolutely love that. The dynamic of that is so good, and on top of that they participate in a cooking competition. It's not the biggest part of the book though. It is the ultimate forced proximity workplace romance, grumpy sunshine, and they are very much intimidated by their feelings. They don't want to fall in love, and it is absolutely amazing, swoon-worthy, very hot, very fun, super addicting. It is only 300 pages, and I'm obsessed, and I desperately need Ruby Barrett to write another sapphic romance. So this is the only one she has so far, but all of her books have queer characters in them, so absolutely recommend. Absolutely, and desperately need to buy a physical copy of this. The next one I have here is a little bit different and very fun. So that is My Lady's Lover by Nicola Davidson. This one has only 699 ratings on Goodreads, and I love Nicola Davidson, and this is a historical romance novella, so it's literally 65 pages. I love Nicola Davidson. All of her books are very historical in kind of modern ways, but not in a way that makes it unrealistic. It just feels very fun, and there's she writes mainly queer characters as well. And her books are just so easy to read. Honestly, if you haven't read a lot of historical romance and you want to get into it, I think that Nicola Davidson is actually a perfect author for that, because again, this is a novella. She has quite a lot of novellas, and so that's easier to dip your toes into, see if you like it and whatever. And they are very sex positive and steamy, so if that's what you're looking for, you need to check it out. And she has a lot of polyamorous romances as well. I'm obviously not going to tell you much about this specifically because it is literally 65 pages. This is friends to lovers, forbidden romance vibes, and just super fun, and so definitely check it out. The next book that I have here is one that I read 1,000 years ago at this point, so I unfortunately don't remember a lot of details, but I need to mention it because it's very cool and I definitely do remember loving it, and that is The Dark Wife by Sarah Deemer. So this one is a fantasy romance, and please let me know if you have any sapphic fantasy romance recommendations, because that is the one genre that I've not really read almost any sapphic books, and that's honestly pretty tragic, and so please let me know. But this one is a Hades and Persephone sapphic retelling. So I'm looking at it now and it says that it's YA, but I had it in my adult shelf and I'm very confused. Okay, that is tragic. But I'm not gonna cut this out because it's still a really fun book and I think you should still read it. Sorry about that. But yeah, it is a very fun, beautiful, romantic Hades and Persephone, but make it Sapphic. So anyways, moving on to a definitely adult romance. I have Party Favors by Erin McLellan. So this one is a New Year's Eve romance, but I have to mention it anyways because first of all, who cares? Second of all, I think you all need to read this. So it is just 1,649 ratings. And it is one of the steamiest Sapphic books that I've read, and it's also a novella. It's 168 pages, and it is just incredibly fun. It is friends to lovers. I think they like meet after a while for New Year's Eve. They have like a last minute getaway, and it is super fun, very spicy. So you should absolutely read it. And this is like a book in a series of queer novellas as well. I don't think this might be, I think this is the only Sapphic one in there, though I'm not entirely sure. But absolutely recommend, and so definitely check it out. The next book I have here, I actually have physically, but unfortunately, like, my apartment is a mess, and I just wanted to do this video. I don't know where it is. And I also have the UK cover, and so, you know, whatever. The book is How You Get the Girl by Anita Kelly. I love Anita Kelly so much, and I think, no, I actually, it's very hard to say. I don't want to say this is my favorite book of theirs, because that's like very difficult, but it's like definitely up there. Like, you know what? It is my favorite book because the spot can be shared with another one as well. If you have not heard of this, you absolutely need to check it out right this second. It is literally perfect. And so we have a sports romance, basketball specifically. And so one of the heroines is a basketball coach and the other one is like a retired player. And so Julie is the coach, Elle is the retired player. And so Julie is a coach at a high school. Elle starts fostering one of the students there. So she obviously comes to pick her up and all of that. And so they like start seeing each other there. And Julie also used to have a crush on Elle when she was still playing. And so there's like this fun little dynamic and they start working together with the team. And I loved this so much. Anita Kelly writes such emotional, like deep romances that just like hit you in the feels and feel so real and so beautiful and touching. There was absolutely amazing depression and representation in this one, and at the same time it was still fun and lighthearted in other ways, and it is steamy as well, and it is just like everything I could ask for in a romance. And so if you have not read it, absolutely pick it up right now. And another book that I want to quickly mention as well by Anita Kelly is Wherever Is Your Heart, and this one is another novella, and I absolutely loved this as well. So, and looking at my Goodreads, I actually wrote a blog post about this 1,000 years ago. So you know I loved it because I used to write blog posts a lot, but I do not anymore. So I don't know if I'm gonna link it down below, but I'm gonna read you some stuff that I said that made some sense. Yeah, I mentioned that Anita Kelly described it as the quietest story of all the 3 books in the series. So this is another series of queer romance novellas, and so again, you know, check those out as well. But this one, so it is like a very quiet, slow, and sweet, and very deeply romantic and like emotional story, but like in the best way, you know, where it just feels so safe and comforting. And I also mentioned that if you are a character plus vibes kind of reader, this romance is for you. And yeah, so it's our 2 main characters who have been pining for each other for a very long time. And then Pride Month rolls around and they try to finally take a step towards each other. And so of course also Pride Month is coming, and God knows when I'm gonna upload this video, so like it's gonna be soon anyways, so perfect time. And I absolutely adored it. And there's actually a really nice sentence that I wrote there as well that I'm gonna say, that I'm gonna read. This book has the feeling of talking to someone you love for hours while the sun falls and rises. Time slows and reality shifts to something that almost doesn't feel real, but it entirely is. I did something with that. And so absolutely read this book. I do feel like it has like summery, beautiful like vibes, and you just need to read it. And obviously this is even more underrated. This only has 759 ratings, so check it out right now. The next that I have here that I cannot believe more people have not read is Femme Like Her by Fiona Z. I actually found this book through a little like short story that gives you a taste of the main characters and the couple, and that one is called The Magical Femme. That one is literally like super short. But I already really enjoyed that, and then Femme Like Her like follows the same characters and like continues the story, which I actually love that concept and honestly wish that people did it more. And so if you want like something super short to see if you're gonna like the characters and the writing and all of that, you know, check out The Magical Femme, and then you can read the full-length novel. And Fiona Z writes very steamy sapphic books, and she's also a Black author, and so she writes about Black main characters. I have only read this one so far and the short story, but I absolutely do need to read more, and so do you. Like incredibly steamy and super fun. It still has a lot of emotional depth, and I listened to the audiobook I think as well. It was a long time ago at this point, but it is on everyoneeee. And so if you have that, you can, you know, listen to that. Check this out, because, you know, if you're gonna like this, Fiona Z has so many other books, and so you're gonna have so much to read. And like, you know, that's the goal. So please read this one. The next one that I have here is La Vache at First Sight by Taline Voscuni, and this one is very themed around food, and there's like a food competition. We have our two main characters who like have a spark, they meet, you know, they kind of flirt, they have a good time, and then they find out that their families have like rival businesses. And I feel like this is a concept I've seen in YA a lot, but I don't see it in adult very often, and it was super fun. And so they become like sort of rivals to lovers, and they have to participate in a competition. And I felt like this was super fun. It wasn't the most focused on the romance, it was focused on a lot of the like family dynamics, the food and all that, but I feel like that's perfect if you want a book that has other things besides the romance. I loved it, and the cover is so fun, and I hope the author is gonna write more sapphic romance very soon. And then I have two more historical romances that I recently read that I absolutely loved, and like I definitely think I have not heard anyone talk about them, and I think it's a travesty. And like, please, if you have a little thought in your head that's like, I don't like historical romance, I don't read that, please reconsider. Because let me like tell you this, the yearning is incomparable. Like, of course there can be yearning in contemporary romance, of course there's authors who like, you know, are great at that, but historical romance has just such a specific vibe that like intensifies the yearning and all those feelings, and it's just absolutely delightful. And so like more people need to read it. So yeah, and especially The Duke's Sister and I by Emma Claire Sunday. So just look at this cover, isn't it absolutely beautiful? And the book inside is just as good. Literally one of the most romantic books that I've read in a while. I also listened to this on audio and inhaled it, adored it. And so we have one of the main characters is supposed to marry a proper gentleman, whatever, and so she is kind of like starts planning to get married with this duke, and you know, she's gonna fall in love with his sister instead. And oh my god, like the forbidden romance vibes, again, the pining, the yearning, the chemistry, the tension, the longing, oh my god, like absolutely unmatched. I adored every second of this. It is a little steamy, though I would say that like romantic is the main word that I have for this one. And it is just absolutely incredible. There is obviously like the tension and like the like societal pressures, but I wouldn't say that it's like that there's like a super horrible amount of homophobia. There's honestly not much of it. You need to read it. Right this second, you absolutely need to read it. And the other one I literally finished today, and it is A Liaison with Her Leading Lady by Lottie R. James. And this one, absolutely amazing as well. I do think this was steamier than the other one, and just super fun. We have like workplace romance vibes and forced proximity, because one of the heroines, Ruth, her father's theater is, you know, like very much struggling, and she needs to put on a play and do something to save it. And she gets help from Artemis, who is like a playwright and all of that. And so they start to work on this play together to save the theater. And it is, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. It is so fun. It is steamy. It is cute. It is sweet. It is romantic as well. And I loved the theater vibes. I haven't really read a book like this. this, and it was just super fun. And so again, you need to read it. This one, oh my god, this one literally has 79 ratings, and I do think people don't rate historical romance on Goodreads that much, but come on, come on. It is so good. And the other one has The Duke's Sister and I has 269. Unbelievable. So, yeah. Those are the recommendations that I have for today. However, I want to make space for a second of like talking about my priority TBR, like just a few books that I think are going to be incredible and I think you need to read them. So I'm going to quickly go through that because obviously I don't know a lot about these books, but I think they sound incredible. So first one I have here is Wake Up Nat and Darcy by Kate Cochrane. And this one I actually found thanks to Anita Kelly, who recommended it. And you know, if I didn't make it clear, I absolutely trust Anita Kelly's taste. And this also sounds incredible. And I can't believe people are not reading it, like everyone's not reading it. So this first line on Goodreads says, ex-lovers, ex-rivals, new co-host, OPUC. And so we have a hockey sports romance, and the two main characters, I guess, like used to obviously be together, and they have to work together to be like, what's it called? To present at the USA's Winter Games. I thought it was Olympics, but doesn't matter, you know? So like, how incredible does that sound? I think it's gonna be spectacular. Next one I have here is Cash Delgado is Living the Dream by Taylor K. Mejia, and this one is described as a small-town bartender juggles motherhood and a sexual awakening in this heartwarming queer friends-to-lovers romance. Doesn't that sound absolutely amazing? And I think it's a small-town romance, obviously small-town romance. It says in the description. Anyways, yeah, I love this cover as well, and like I need it immediately. And this one only has 490 ratings, and I think I've read something by this author that was like, let me see, hold on. Oh, I read Miss Meteor. That was also written with Anna Marie McLemore. That one is a YA book. However, I adored that. Absolutely loved it. Like, a queer coming of age story, super emotional, so meaningful. Highly, highly recommend that one as well, even though like it's unrelated to this video because it's not adult, but like, yes. Anyways, then I have Love and Focus by Layla Lee, one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I am so happy because first of all, I've also read Layla Lee's YA books and loved them, and this is her first adult one, and it's also illustrated by Lenny Kaufman. Like, I could not ask for anything better, and I think it's like second chance as well. And I just know it's gonna be incredible. And this one is coming out on May 27th, so honestly I am hoping this is gonna be up before then. But you need to know about it anyways, because I think it's gonna be absolutely perfection. So then I have to mention Whenever You're Ready by Rachel Brania Katz, and this one I desperately have been wanting for ages, but I need to find a way to get the US cover because I love that one so much, and the UK cover just does not compare. And I read this author's first book and I really loved it. It was such a wonderful romance, and so I've been desperately wanting this. And the cover, like, the cover's giving me the most beautiful vibes I've ever seen in my life, and so I need it right this second. I think this is Friends to Lovers. It's also described that it's about family, friendship, and the kind of first love that could last a lifetime if only you are willing to take a chance. So that sounds beautiful. And so yeah, I don't want to talk for 10,000 years, but I actually now am thinking that first of all, I wanted to mention this book. So it does have over 10,000 ratings, but it is one of my absolute favorites, and so I have to mention Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings. I also have a signed copy of it, so one of my most prized possessions. Also the most beautiful cover, perfect for spring. Like, everything about this is incredible. So we have Opal and Pepper, and Opal wins the lottery and she decides to buy this flower farm in a small town, and she comes over there and Pepper is like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, I own this place. I have put everything into this and you are not taking it away from me. So it turns out that her mom just like sold it because she doesn't care about it whatsoever. And so they make a deal that obviously they're gonna like stay there for a little while and then figure out a solution and whatever. And at the same time, they're gonna work together to like save the farm because it is struggling quite a lot. And it is the perfect grumpy sunshine. It has autistic representation. It is obviously forced proximity. They have to live together, and like the flower farm vibes, everything about this this is literally perfection, and so you need to read it if you have not read it yet. I still think there's a high chance you haven't heard of this because I don't think this has like a super enormous amount of ratings. So please pick it up if you have not done that yet. And I also had to dig out this book that I have not read yet, but I'm super excited for, which is The Dating Countdown by Angie Peltier, and I absolutely loved the author's first book, and I've been dying to read this, and I don't remember the plot whatsoever. Ooh, okay, it says that they parted on bad terms when they were teenagers, but now that Maxine is divorced and back on the island, their chemistry is undeniable. So some like second chance vibes, a lot of history, you know? And yeah, so I don't know, I love this cover, I love the vibes. Yeah, so I just really need to read this. And that being said, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope that you got some recommendations out of this video. And again, please let me know if you have any requests or whatever, anything like that. And I really want to make more recommendation videos, and I want to help people find more books that they are desperately looking for. So if you made it this far in the video, leave a sun emoji down below, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!